Have you ever had to take time off from tennis because of an injury? Erin and I are very excited to have Diane here tonight. Diane is a 4.0, plays in the 18, 40, and 55 plus age groups, has been to states almost 10 times, and has played adult tennis for 10 years. So Diane, did you grow up playing tennis? And maybe can you tell us a little bit about your injury?
So I grew up playing tennis. I came from a tennis family. We pretty much played tennis all the time. My cousins, my aunts, my uncles, my parents, my sister, brother, we were all big tennis players. Played all through elementary, middle, and high school, but then I stopped when I went to college, went to nursing school. And then after nursing school, got married, really did not play tennis for about 20 years. And when Morgan was in about ninth grade, so probably 10 years ago, I started just dabbling back in tennis, having some fun playing, felt great. Kind of just got right back into it. It was like riding a bike. It just came natural and I started playing again. And I honestly felt fantastic. No pain, no nothing. And about 5 years ago, I was having so much pain in my right hip that I thought I had pulled a muscle. So I went in for a x-ray and a consultation just to see what he thought. He immediately came back and he said, listen, you've got some mild arthritis. There's still a lot of space. You're fine. Just motor through it. Take a little Motrin if you need to, but you should be fine. Probably a year and a half, 2 years ago, I started having pain when I would first get out of bed on my right hip, and then I would play and I felt great, but then I would get in the car to drive home. I would get out of the car and I couldn't walk for about a minute. I was like, wow, this is really hurting. Like I pulled a muscle. And so our teams at the time, I was playing probably 6 or 7 leagues. A couple of teams were going to states. I want to play states, so I'm just going to take Motrin. I'm going to try to motor through. I'm going to use, ointment, whatever I need to kind of numb the pain. So last July, our 55 plus team went to states in Asheville. I was having a lot of pain, but I was kind of quiet about it. Didn't say much, just medicated, did my Motrin, all that good stuff. And played twice on a Thursday, twice on a Friday, twice on a Saturday. I came back on that Sunday and really was in such pain. Like I thought there's something really wrong. So talked to some friends who had seen some Duke hip preservationists and said, I need to go and see somebody. I think I've either pulled a muscle or done something, but it's a lot worse than just the arthritis. So I went in to see, I actually put a match with you, Carolyn.
That's
I could
right.
hardly walk.
That's right. I remember that.
We pulled it out and thank goodness you saved me. And I went to Duke that afternoon and he came back after x-raying my hip and he said, I see you're wearing a tennis outfit. He said, tell me you did not play tennis this morning. And I said, oh, I did. I played a match. He said, your bone on your right hip is bone on bone. It's no space. You are literally rubbing bone on bone. He said, I have most people coming in, they can hardly walk, and you have been taking Motrin so you can play tennis. And he said, you really cannot play again. He said, you're going to need a total hip replacement. And you could have knocked me over with a feather. I was shocked. I couldn't believe at my age, 56 at the time, that I was going to need a hip replacement.
Diane, I'm sure that was very shocking that you were going to be away from tennis for so long. What did you do to come back?
What I did was I went and hit on the backboard at Millbrook for like 2 weeks, every day for like 15, 20 minutes. And I was so short of breath because I was so out of it for not playing for, 4 or 5 months. And then I started to ease back in, hitting just a little ball, a couple balls here and there, then moving a little bit. And then I just felt great. And I just started playing and was pretty much full out playing. I want to say right when COVID hit last March, I was starting to play a lot. I was kind of sad that everything got canceled because I was ready to go. So
yeah. Well, was it hard not playing? Because I know you play on so many teams and you are someone that can play. I mean, you last so much longer than I do on a tennis court. You can play day after day after day. Was it hard during that time when you couldn't play?
It really was. It was so hard. And I would actually come out and watch y'all. I came and watched y'all play states. I think, Erin, you were playing in the playoffs. And I came 2 weeks post-op. You couldn't believe I was there, but I was like, I've got to go see those girls. I've got to get back to the courts. It was hard. I have to say, I tried my best to embrace it and just realize that a lot of people have it a lot worse and a lot of people get injured and they can never play again. So I thought, okay, don't whine, just get better, exercise, take care of yourself, do your walking and, really do everything you can to heal because you're lucky that you get to come back, 4 to 6 months later. Some people never get to come back from whatever injury they might have. So I tried to make the best of it. I watched just some series and just had, took some time off from work, which was nice, read lots of books and really just made the best of it. And then I did get to the tennis courts anytime I could to watch you guys play.
Yeah,
So
I
that
think
was fun.
it's so isolating too when you have an injury, right? And then you're not playing with your friends every day and
Right.
yeah, that's tough. I've had a couple very small injuries, but I wanted to ask you what
Yeah.
kind of things, I mean, we play with so many people and, lots of people have things here and there. Like I've ripped calves a few times and, those
Yeah.
you're out for like 2 weeks to six
Right.
weeks or 8 weeks, whatever, however,
Yeah.
bad the injury is. But I was wondering if there were other things. I know you said when you went to States in Asheville, you were kind of not secretive about how you were feeling, but I've been in a position before where I'm like, I don't really want to say I'm hurting because we might be going to playoffs or like you were at
I know.
States. So you're kind of not totally honest with maybe a captain,
Right.
in case they don't play you or,
Yeah.
but, I've had little things over the years, but nothing major like yours, but
Right.
I'm just shocked that you lasted so long and then I felt like you did come back so quickly. I'm sure you didn't feel that way, but it was an
I
amazing comeback.
It was amazing, and I have to tell you, I owe it so much to the doctor that I went to. He's amazing, and I do feel like just being motivated to get up and take care of yourself and exercise and walk. I was committed to walking in the neighborhood every day. I would walk to the end of the driveway, then I would progress to the end of the cul-de-sac, and then I would progress to the end of the street. And
Yeah.
I just little baby steps, but I was just so determined, and that's why I went to Millbrook and hit on the backboard and
Mhm.
and did all that because I was just like, oh my gosh, I miss this so much. But it's funny, Aaron, my partner at States, and this was my 55 plus team, my partner's knee was hurt. So a lot of attention was going to
Mhm.
her knee. And I thought, I cannot tell them that my hip is killing. Because we were so used to playing together, I thought, I'll cover her because her knee hurts. And I'm thinking, I'm going to die because my hip is killing me. But you do what you got to do. Like you said,
Yeah.
I just didn't want to miss the chance to be there. It was so much fun. And then I figured I would take care of it later.
Yeah. I think one of the great things, and I say it over and over again, is this is one sport that adults can do. There's like this and golf. There's not a lot. I mean, maybe a little bit of soccer, but there's not a lot of team sports that we can do
Right.
at our age. But I think tennis is so motivating to get back to if you really love it.
Right.
If you've
Right.
found your right group or, you play on you find teams that you love, or it is
Yeah.
such a motivating thing to make yourself walk to the end of the driveway, to do all those things you
Exactly.
talked about.
It's honestly my mental health. It's my
Mhm.
joy. It is truly, I'm a crazy woman. If I like this week, it's cold. I'm like, put me inside, get me an inside dome. I need to play tennis. I'm going crazy. I love it. It's such a release. And you're right. We have such a camaraderie with the group of friends that we're with. And it's fun to strategize and talk about different things that people are going through and what you learn. And I don't know, I learn something every day when I play with you guys. And it's so much fun. But yeah, it was scary because I thought, oh my God, am I ever going to come back? Oh my gosh, is there such hope? The one thing I would tell to anybody that's even thinking about needing something like this, there is a light at the end of the tunnel. There is definitely such good, great tennis afterwards. I feel better than I've ever felt. So it's
Yeah.
really I highly recommend anybody not putting it off and not postponing it because they think they won't be able to play in the future. They'll play better.
I played matches with you once we were allowed to start playing
Yeah,
when they kind of reopened things during COVID, but,
that's right. You did in
and
Cary. That's
yes,
right. You and
and
I
I
did.
was like, "Oh, no," like, if they would, hit a ball and make you run, and she was running like she didn't miss a beat. I mean, I was like, "What is go—" I was nervous for you, and then I was like, "She just got to that ball and hit a winner."
Yeah,
Like,
I
no
played with
nothing.
Diane too, and it's been the exact same thing. I've
Yeah.
never even, I mean, playing against you now, I'm going to try to run you, I think,
I
because
love it. That's
I'm,
funny. You do run me, actually. What are you talking about? Okay, so yeah, it is so funny. I walk on a court sometimes, and people will be like, "Did you just get a hip replacement?" I'm like, "Don't tell them. You're
Yeah.
not going to run me to death. Like you just told my competition. What happened?" Like that. Let's talk about that afterwards.
Yeah,
We don't want to
exactly.
talk about that now. Don't let them know my weakness in life. So,
That's funny.
but
so Diane, what advice would you give to a friend that has to stop playing because of an injury?
you will come back and you will be okay. And I've been through it and I know it's hard, but you've really got to just count each day as a blessing and just be thankful for what you have. You have your health. And sometimes these things happen to slow us down and make us realize what's important. But I feel like there's so many things, so many good doctors here, so many things that we can do to take care of ourselves to allow us to come back from injuries and to take good care of ourselves. So I would tell anybody that's having any issues, don't ignore it. Don't not talk to the doctor. Don't try to, cover it up with medicine because you can really make something worse than it is. But I would highly recommend that they take a look at what's going on, take the time to get better. And I just feel like, they'll come back stronger than ever. So that's what I would say.
I'm going to agree with that, obviously. But again, because it's a lifetime sport, right? Like I'm in my late 40s. I plan on playing for like 40 years if I can. Like that's
Right.
a long time when you think about if I had an injury right now and I took care of it,
Yeah.
I have 30 to 40 years to play tennis. That's a really long time.
Well, it was funny because the doctor that I chose, Dr. Kelly, I actually chose him. One of the reasons why is that he had such good outcome studies, and he had patients that were 30 years functioning at 95%. And I thought, that's what I want. Because I'm just like you, Erin. I want to be playing when I'm 70 and 80. I'm at Raleigh Racket and I'm playing next to this gentleman that's just playing out of his mind and he's doing great. Find out that he's 90 years old and he just won the single state championship. I might have been playing with you, Erin. I about had a heart attack. I was like, oh my gosh, kudos to you. You're amazing.
Yeah.
You could tell there were some aches and pains. And I thought, nobody has any reason not to be getting out here and trying this. Because when I see a 90-year-old playing singles, I've got nothing to complain about at 56 or 57. It was amazing. It's such a great sport. It is truly, to me, it's a godsend to have it. So
Agreed.
Thanks very much to Diane for discussing this. I really liked her advice that if you have an injury, don't put off getting help and taking the time to get better. I can tell you that I play with Diane and she is an incredible tennis player and has come back very strong, and she can definitely outlast me on the tennis court. If you'd like to see a picture of Diane, please check out our Facebook page, which is Second Serve Podcast. Thanks so much for listening and hope to see you on the court soon.